Florida man. A Ocala, Florida man was arrested earlier this week after he called 911. The call was released to News 5 this week. It's one of the strangest calls the police chief Mike McNeely had heard of in 41 years in law enforcement. The man called, police responded. The man was taken into custody. What might you think he called for that got him arrested? Seems he had misplaced his heroin and wanted a drug dog to come over to help him find it. Drug dog came, found his drugs, and he went to jail. How high do you have to be? Dude, I can't find my drugs. Ooh, I know. 911, they'll send a drug dog over. He'll be able to find them. I've lost a lot of drugs in my life. Okay, it's not unknown to everybody on the radio. I used to have a problem. I've lost a bunch of drugs. I ain't never called 911 asking for a drug dog to come help me find them. Okay. You look, you don't find them, you move on. You just move on. You'll eventually run into where you hit them. Or you won't. But if you call the police to bring the drug dog
They're
out,
going to find it.
they're going to find it. And then you're going to jail. I mean, I know. I'll call 911. That's a brilliant idea, Earl. So, yeah. Cape Coral, Florida. A man in a blue bonnet and a long dress with flowers. He went into a Cape Coral Publix. It's okay. I'm not making any inferences.
Yeah.
Man wants to wear a bonnet and a blue dress.
You do you, boo-boo.
Exactly. Witness told police she saw a black man in his 50s wearing a bonnet, a dress, and a black jacket, white sneakers ride around Publix on Santa Barbara Boulevard in Cape Coral on a motorized cart. The complainant says the man was putting 22 Infamil formula cans under his dress. Then he left with the baby formula. When he was brought up when his public security stopped him in the parking lot, he spread his legs quickly, let the formula fall out, and ran off. He was taken into custody 2 blocks later because he was still wearing his bonnet and blue dress. You're kind of easy to recognize.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I think you may have worn a dress and bonnet as a disguise. But once the gig was up, take the disguise off. When asked why he didn't take the disguise off, he did not have any other undergarments on under the dress. Way to plan, Sparky.
Way to plan.
He told the cops I was wearing. They said, "Why are you in a dress?" It was a disguise. But he didn't have any clothes under the dress to get out of the disguise if he got caught. And that's why he's a dumb crook.
Oh, my goodness.
And finally, you can't. Alachua County, Florida.
Nice.
Oh.
Florida man who was deemed criminally insane after fatally shooting a truck driver in 1992 was wearing, last week he was arrested. He's been out of jail for about 8 years. He was arrested last week when he stole mail from a woman, tried to attack her. He was thwarted when she pulled out her handgun. He ran off. The woman came out to find David Dunaway taking mail from her mailbox. He started yelling incoherently when she asked what he was doing. He then swung his arm in an attempt to hit her through her car window, striking her with her stolen mail. She drove off to get some distance from him, but he chased after her. She eventually pulled out a gun, threatened to shoot him if he came any closer. At that point, he left and started walking down the street he lives on. He was arrested and charged with burglary with assault. He's resisting the officer without violence. He's in jail on a $60,000 bond. When asked why he was stealing her mail, he said the postman was an alien who had put mind control in there and he was trying to protect her. You can't make that up, folks. Only in Gainesville. And you wonder why Gainesville votes Democrat. You wonder
And
why.
Is there something else on that story that I'm reading here?
Yeah, he was only in under his underwear.
He was only in his underwear.
And cowboy boots.
I just noticed it over on your
Yeah,
screen.
I was waiting for that.
Oh.
He was doing all this dressed like the naked cowboy in Times Square without the guitar. Whitey tighties.
Well, it's probably
cowboy boots.
kind of like the bonnet, That's how you got caught right away.
Well, this guy was out of the bonnet and the dress. But and that's why I don't live in Gainesville. Because you never know when you'll run against a guy in whitey tighties and cowboy boots. Stealing your mail because he doesn't want aliens to mind control you. Maybe that's where the heroin went the other guy was missing.
Maybe. Strong maybe.
Maybe that's where it went. Oh, man. The headline is, Florida man, clad only in underwear, stole mail, attacked homeowner. And that brings to a close another riveting edition of...
For your hearing pleasure, Dumb Crook News.
There's never a shortage of dumb crook news. Don't get me wrong, I was a dumb crook. I'll be the first one to tell you. I was a terrible crook. Horrible. Just horrible. One time, this is how dumb we were. One time, a roommate of mine talked me into letting him have the keys to a restaurant that I was 19. Talked me into letting him have the keys to a restaurant that I was the night manager at. So he could go take the money out of the register that we left there. And if I didn't go, it wouldn't look like I did it. And he'd make it look like a break-in and everything would be fine. So I show up to work the next day. This moron's broke the lock on the door, just like he said he would, make it look like a burglar. From the inside. Dumb crooks. Cops were there. The jig was up. They were like, it's from the inside. It's obviously somebody's inside job. Only two people have the keys, the owner and you. So, yeah. I did not make good decisions before. That's why I laugh at dumb crooks, because I'm a dumb crook. So.
And that's another reason why I make the plans.
Yeah, there you go. Probably has a lot to do with it. Coming up next, Kevin Stone. He'll be here for What's the Line. Thanks for listening this week. We'll be back next Monday. We'll be here for a full week next week, too, all the way through New Year's Eve. This is Ocala Talks. You're listening to 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. Hey, by the way, thanks, Lauren Weathers, for coming in, talking to us about YPO and sticking it out for the rest of the show. You stayed with us the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
You're welcome. It's my
Merry
pleasure.
Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas,
Merry
everybody.
Christmas.
Kevin Stone next with What's the Line right here on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is